Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. This is going to be doing this week's throwback review for The Walking Dead. This is going to be Season 3, Episode 4 review titled Killer Within.
Why do you trust these people?
Doing it for us.
Resist the Commonwealth!
Okay guys, this is going to be doing another video for today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead. And in this video, we're going to be doing our weekly throwback review for The Walking Dead. This one is for Season 3, Episode 4, Killer Within. So, this episode is highly voted on this week. This one, I know a lot of you guys wanted to see. And I included wanted to see this one probably the most. Because honestly, this episode, I forgot how darn good this episode was, honestly. This episode, I mean, I always loved it, but honestly, going back on it again, oh my god, this episode was amazing. So, let's jump into this episode. Let's do our throwback review. So, Killer Within Episode 4 is one of the most, action-oriented, emotional, character death heavy. I mean, it really just has everything you would really want in an episode, and I thought it was just absolutely phenomenal. So basically the episode starts off, and it's a very kind of like, you're not sure what's going on type of, opening scene with the, Andrew character, as he's got like a heart, and he is basically going around, and, he's kind of sneaking around, kind of messing around with, the prison and stuff. It's a very kind of, confusing opening scene. But as you continue the episode, you kind of get to know what it is, right? So anyway, the episode continues, and you basically got some of the stuff that's going on at Woodbury, where Michonne kind of wants to, expose the governor. She's checking, like, the bullet holes in the truck. She's kind of noticing, like, something is kind of off here. And Andrea is kind of, more so bonding with the governor, which obviously Michonne is not a big fan of that, but Andrea actually thinks that he's a genuine dude. Talks about his wife and, other things like that. But it's really like, there's a lot of sketchiness going on, and as well, also going on in Woodbury, you've also got Merle that's kind of wondering where Daryl is, and maybe he's going to go out to try to find him and try to go nearby that farmhouse and stuff. And it seems like Andrea's going to help him out, but the governor almost doesn't want him to go because he doesn't think that he's going to find him, right? So yeah, just some kind of minor stuff there at Woodbury. It's not a big portion of the episode, but it is kind of just thrown in there and almost like make sure that you don't forget type of thing. And then the big plot of the episode is the prison. So you've got Herschel, who is, basically, Herschel is back on his feet again, but I like to say feet. He's back on his foot again. That was a bad joke. He's back on his foot again, and he's walking around, obviously, or hopping around in this case, and he's going around, and, obviously they're all kind of happy to see, Herschel up and about. But it's kind of, it's kind of a relaxed scene. They're doing some yard work, this and that. You got the scene with Glenn where he's like, hey, what's up, guys? And he's like, you coming? And he's like, what? Are you coming? He's like, okay. And he's like, come on, we can use a hand, So, anyway, they're kind of doing some yard work. And then basically you get Axel and you get, Oscar that show up and basically say that they want to be part of the group. They're sick and tired of living in that, cell on the other end of the prison. They want to, contribute, they want to help, and they decide to say no to them, basically. So they give them about a week's worth of supplies, I think is about what it is. And, they don't trust them, basically. And, T-Dog kind of wants to, let them join, but, everybody else is kind of against it, right? So, that's kind of the, the general idea you get. And, it's kind of a peaceful scene. Everything seems well. Everything's, going, relatively good. And then next thing you know, 1 minute, walkers come out of nowhere. The fence all of a sudden is open. The walkers come out right up to Lori, Carl, Beth, and the others. And it's just craziness from there. Rick sees this from the fence. He's running. He's trying to get there. Daryl and Glenn are like tossing the keys, right? And it's just like this friggin' struggle. Like, give me the keys, give me the keys. Like, holy frig, let's go, And it's so intense. I love it, honestly. And you've got Carl and them. They're shooting the walkers. They're trying to get in. Lori and them go into, cell block C. They try to go into their cell block. More walkers come. They have to keep running. They have to go into the tombs. And it's just freaking craziness. Rick is still trying to get on top. He doesn't even care that the friggin' prisoners are let out at this point. They're like, aren't you even worried about us? And Rick's like, I don't friggin' care. And he keeps going, and you've got, obviously now, T-Dog that tries to shut the gate. Now, when T-Dog tries to shut the gate, obviously this is when things get kind of, crazy here, right? Because, you got him trying to close the gate. Walkers are everywhere. He does do it, but then he gets bit in the process trying to do it, and Carol can't do anything about it. So there goes T-Dog as he basically tries to get Carol out of the tombs and tries to get her to, the cell block into safety. But it's kind of a, slow death for him as he's kind of, just trying to get her out of there, right? So, what a crazy, crazy scene as you see him get bit. Did not expect to see that at all. So then, as they're gone, Rick and Daryl and the prisoners come in, and they all of a sudden hear the alarms going off. And they're like, what the hell is that? Like, what is going on here, right? And you've got Daryl like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, And they, of course, go into the cell block and stuff. They don't find Lori. They're trying to find, the others, but nobody is to be found. Everybody is scattered all over the place. And basically, you've got them. They go into the, the generator room or whatever. And they try to shut them off. But as he shuts it off, you've got friggin' Andrew that comes at him with an axe. And then you get a fight between Andrew and Rick, right? So, Andrew versus Andrew Lincoln, right? So, anyway, you've got a fight between the two of them. Rick drops his revolver on the ground. Daryl's trying to hold the walkers, outside of the room, right? Trying to keep them out of there. And basically, you got Oscar. And this scene is so badass. He picks up the revolver, points it towards Rick, and Andrew's like, shoot him, we can take over the prison. We can shoot him right now. It's our house, shoot him. And I just love it. You see the gun? Slightly moves over, bam, he kills Andrew instead. And then what does he do? Not only that, he flips the gun back over and gives it to Rick. If that doesn't prove loyalty right there, I don't know what the frig does, or what does, honestly, because I'm sorry, you do that, I'm going to trust you. Like, damn, seriously. And I think Rick in that moment kind of realizes that too. So they shut it off, obviously, and then from then on, I mean, yeah, they're ready to go back. But on their way back through the tombs, we basically see what is left of T-Dog. So T-Dog sadly does get killed, and they experience that. And, obviously, they kind of see this happen, and it's really, really crazy. So let's talk about the big moment now of this episode. Carl and Lori trying to, get through the tombs, Maggie as well with them. They go through, and basically you've got Lori that is in the boiler room, and she's about to have the kid now. So, obviously she's pushing, and obviously nothing is working. And, after a little while, it's kind of like the realization comes in that she's going to have to be cut open. And in order for that to happen, it's the apocalypse. She's going to die, right? So it's a really tough situation as, you kind of get the realization she's going to die in order for Judith to be born. At the time, they didn't name her Judith, but that's obviously what her name was chosen later on, right? So, that is just, man, that is terrible, man. That is terrible. I mean, the acting was very well done with everybody here, but I mean, my God, what an emotional scene. As you see, Carl kind of realize what he's going to have to do, and of course, she tells Maggie, there's a knife right there, this and that, and, Maggie tells her she's sorry, but she cuts her open, and they get the kid out of there. And essentially, just as they're kind of ready to go, Carl is the one that kind of realizes, like, no, like, we can't leave her because she's going to turn. So what does he do? He pulls out his gun that he had back in season 2. He's going to, do what's right, and he's going to put her down, right? That's kind of the end of it. And we see that as Maggie kind of, goes up the stairs, she goes back down, and you just hear the gunshot. And it's like, damn. Like, honestly, this episode, it's so good. There's so many action scenes, but man, this scene, like, I mean, this is the king of it, for sure. This scene is the king of the entire episode, because it just, I didn't expect it to be a moment this crazy. They really, really, really just went all out with this, and it was tragic as hell, and in the comics, like, Lori in the comics, obviously she just got killed like in the street, like during a shootout, like it almost like wasn't even barely anything. But in the show, they really made this like a moment to remember, even like after all these years. This is a moment that you'll never forget for Walking Dead. And then to finalize the episode, as if that wasn't enough, Rick's reaction as they kind of tell him, but they don't exactly say it in words. He just kind of knows by looking at Carl what happened. Then you get the meme that still runs around with Rick crying. But on a serious note, it's a very tragic scene, and it's one of my favorite moments of acting from Andrew Lincoln in the entire series. I thought he really just kind of, I don't know, his response to that really was what you would expect someone to react like, honestly. It's exactly what I would envision. So, yeah, that is episode 4. I mean, damn, like, it's getting a 10 from me because there's literally nothing wrong with it. Second of all, because the episode is so gripping. It's not even funny. I felt like I was watching a movie at times, like, honestly. So, this episode, it's flawless. There's nothing wrong with it. It is legit a perfect episode. And yeah, that is what I would have to say about Killer Within. It is a crazy episode. And Walking Dead, I mean, it's gone crazy, but I don't know if they've gone this crazy in a while. Honestly, this was freaking nuts. So, anyway, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode. Definitely let me know in the comment section below. And of course, guys, if you're new here, click the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos for The Walking Dead. Follow Dan's Walking Review, subscribe, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys very soon for the video for The Walking Dead. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
My God, no!